Hello, everybody. How y'all doing this wonderful Wednesday? Hope y'all are doing well. Just like Zia Latrice is saying in the chat, I hope everyone is staying safe and hydrated. I know I am. I got my water right here. And guys, sorry that I'm late. I had to work a little late today, and that kind of slowed me down, but that is okay. I'm still here to talk a Loki. But before we get started, let me go ahead and bring in my first guest to the show. Y'all know him as the king of anime, and that is Mr. OneTakeBigDog. How you doing?
What's going on, man? Hey, I think you need to check your mic, bro.
Oh yeah, what's wrong with the mic?
It sounds like it ain't always plugged in. Like it sounds distant.
Okay. I appreciate you. Let me see what I can do to fix that real quick. Oh yeah, I have the wrong mic. Let's see here. Let's see if this right here. Wait, where we at? What mic do I wanna? Okay.
How does that sound? That sound better?
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm things sorry the intro was bad. Y'all like what's going on. I'm so glad. Well, they would have let me know in the chat, but I think you heard me. I had to work a little late today, and that put me behind, and I was kind of scrambling, but it's all good. But thank you for the heads up. And how are you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. Out here hot. In your city hot.
Oh yeah, you in Dallas?
Yeah, man, I'm in Dallas.
Well, how long you gonna be here?
I leave out Friday.
You leave out Friday. Okay, I may have to try to hit you up and meet you outside and get a sandwich or something. Real talk. We'll have to see. Don't hold me to it. But before we get started, guys, I just want to shout out everybody in the chat. We got SJ Evans in the building. Hey, how you doing? Comic Court, Glorious Purpose is My Destiny. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, how you doing, Stephanie Garnett? Comic Court again, Zia Latrice, like I said, how you doing, my sister? Nicole CNC, Jaron 215, Tia Bryant, Britt Howard, and who else we got? I can't even read that. What they're saying. CC, okay, yeah, we got that fixed. We got that fixed. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it for this Loki episode 2 live breakdown. We're going to be breaking down episode 2 just like we did last week. Also, just got 2 more topics that we're going to be talking about that has to do with Disney Plus's release schedule, and also some things that Mr. Tyrese was saying about the Sonyverse and Morbius and the film that's coming out, and whether it's, I don't want to spoil it for you. I don't want to jump too far ahead. However, there is a link to all those respective links down in the description box below. I want to let you know that I am coming to you live today, right now, on YouTube at Just My Opinion Reviews, Facebook.com/Just My Opinion, and also Twitch at Just My Opinion Reviews. If you love what me and Mr. OneTakeBigDog has to say, you can follow us on social media. Our handles are on the screen. And again, Mr. OneTakeBigDog's information is down in the description box. And like always, he is always over here on my channel tab as part of the crew, part of the fam, and all of that good stuff. And so OneTakeBigDog, again, my brother, thank you so much for being here. Are you ready to go ahead and get started?
Let's roll.
Already. Well, let me change that, guys. And again, I do want to welcome you to this show. And here is the thumbnail, because this is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. And like I said, this is the Loki episode 2, titled The Variant. And I know you liked last episode, OneTakeBigDog, because we talked about it on this show. I'm coming to you. How did you feel just overall? Your 20-second, 30-second, however long, how many seconds you want. How did you feel about the episode overall? Did it meet your expectations, fall below your expectations? And, also, did you like it more or less than episode 1?
I will say I think I liked episode 1 more or less, because I think this one was much more. I don't know. I think the dialogue was like heavy in this one, which is not a bad thing. It just it's one of those things where you have to really pay attention. I've only had a chance to see the episode once, so I'm still just kind of like trying to put 2 and 2 together with everything that's going on and all the things that were said in the episode.
Okay. Well, I'll kind of echo that, man. Hey, how you doing, Strictly Starlight? What's going on? Hey, how you doing, ER's grandpa? I liked this episode too. I thought it was great, and I think I liked it more the second time I saw it, but overall, I still enjoyed the first one more. That was just kind of groundbreaking to me with everything that they introduced, this new hierarchy of power. I'm not going to go as far as saying this one dragged, but excuse me. It just wasn't exciting, but it was still good. I mean, there are still some things that I really did love in this episode. And of course, we're going to be talking about it. One of the things I do like is how they just changing all the colors, and, with the Marvel Studios, everything is looking green right here. And, at the end of the last episode, we kind of found out that, hey, they're going to be hiring Loki because there's somebody going around making, stealing time bombs and killing Minutemen. And that's kind of where this episode starts off. Starts in 1985 with some type of Renaissance period. I mean, of course, it's a play. The lady at the beginning say, hey, you're out of dress code. We need this. And I don't blame her. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we got to step out of reality and have some fun. Ain't nothing wrong with a little escapism, as long as you're able to come back. And we got these Minutemen right here. She looking extra cocky. And I don't know. I guess I grabbed the screen too quick because that says Oshkosh WIR. I don't know what it is, but yeah, but that is in 1985, and they're going around trying to hunt down this variant because they don't know what's going on. And we find out that, hey, it's a trap, and we got this lady Loki right here that stabbed them, taking hostages. And that's kind of new to the Minutemen. They're like, hey, wait a minute, Loki. They don't do that. And so, how was you feeling about this about this opening scene right here. And I know you had some questions last time, like, wait a minute, if it's another Loki, why aren't they just showing her face? But how you kind of feeling about how that's opening up right there with this episode? Hello? Kind of froze. Oh. Did I lose one take? I think I lost one take, guys. His screen is, somebody says it's Wisconsin. Oshkosh, LOL. Okay, Wisconsin. So one take. Hold on, let me try to. Okay, I think we having an internet connection, maybe. Huh. Well, I thought the scene was badass. D-Wave says Loki is fire. TVA got him. And y'all saying that like I was just supposed to know. Like, hold on. Let me go back to that and look at Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Is that what it says? Hold on. Oh, okay. I guess I can see that coming through. All right, you back now? Okay, cool.
Yeah, my apologies, man. My new, you know, my career, so setup's a little different. But
it's all good. It's all good, my brother.
But going in to back to your question about like that opening scene, I knew it was coming. I think we all pretty much could have saw it happening. Also, another thing, that the Minuteman, they kind of like got this like superiority complex, which is I'm not a fan of. Okay, right. So when they get took down, I'm kind of like, oh, well, that's what you get. Okay, y'all thought y'all was all big and bad. You know, I'm not even bad at that. Yeah. But I was still kind of confused as to why Lady Loki was taking a hostage. So that still was kind of like weird to me. I'm like, what's the use of a hostage? And I still kind of have questions about that.
I do too. We're gonna definitely answer them. But one of the things that I just really liked about this, man, is that, you know, like you said, the Minutemen are getting taken out. Not that I just want them to get taken out, but I just don't know how I feel about them just being some overly OP powered super, you know, time cops. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like that there's a balance of power. Yeah, they are the you know the people to deal with in their own realm, you know. But you know, when it comes back to the normal multiverse or whatever, the normal universe, you know, they on an even playing field with everybody else. And so let me go ahead and bring in my second guest to the show. Y'all know him from the good state of Missouri. That is Elliot with Movie Files. How you doing, my brother?
What's going on, guys? How we doing?
Good.
We are doing pretty good. I honestly can't remember if y'all met before. If y'all have 17 times already, my bad. But
I've met him on a couple of your streams. Yeah.
Okay. I can't.
We met on another timeline.
This guy right here is quick with him. He's quick. I like it. You're on your way to the top. But I hope you had a good day, man. Also, we weighed at the very beginning. I was asking OneTakeBigDog how he felt about the episode, if he liked it or he didn't, if it met or fell below his expectations. Also, how he felt about did he like episode 2 better than episode 1? And also, we were just talking about kind of just this opening right here. In 1985, the people in the chat politely let me know that this is Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And OneTakeBigDog was saying, "Hey man, they got a superiority complex, and you know they getting taken out." And I was just also saying that I like how they're getting taken out because they're not just some all-powerful beings. I know I just threw a lot at you, you know, but go ahead and give me your 2 cents, your 10 cents, your $30 on how you feel about all that.
Well, it's one of your first questions was like, which one that I prefer more? I think both episodes are pretty good, but I like this one just a little bit more just because of the significance of, you know, what happens at the end, but also just opening that door of, I don't know, man, I got this feeling the TVA and particularly the timekeepers aren't as holy or as good as, you know, TVA makes them out to be. I think there's definitely some either conflict between those three beings, or there's maybe one of the timekeepers that's maybe bounced out of the group and doing its own thing. A lot of people are speculating that Kang may or may not be a timekeeper, or have been a timekeeper, or might have worked for the TVA. So this episode to me really kind of opens up that door for the conversation of just like MCU, whenever they introduce like some new entity, whether it be the Skrulls being bad, but they end up being good, or the TVA being good, but they might end up being bad. So I got my antenna up for the TVA and timekeepers in particular, but I do prefer this episode more than the first. I just feel like the pacing's a little bit better. The story's really shaping up to be something interesting, and I really enjoyed it, man.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I mean, we did too. You prefer this one more. I think, like I said, me and One Take, we prefer the previous one better. But at the same time, we lost Elliot. But at the same time, it's not like I'm just going into this each episode just like, it has to be better than the last one. As long as they're good, you know what I'm saying. That's really all that matters to me. Yeah. But I am liking the new title cards or whatever. That's cool. That's clever. I'm really loving the score, the soundtrack that we have so far. I'm really liking everything that has to do with Miss Minute. Cute little character. And hold on one second. Yeah, cute little character. And they're getting together right now, going to this Renaissance period in 1985, just trying to figure everything out. And Loki had me tricked right here because I really thought that he was onto something. Talking about, wait, if you go outside, he's out there waiting for you or whatever, and you're gonna die or whatever. But he was just kind of wasting their time, And I like that scene. And when we have Ravonna, I like the timekeepers. I just think I don't know. I don't like them, but I just like how that looks. And another scene that just kind of stood out to me is just this right here. Ravonna, played by Gugu and Mbatha-Raw. I like the dialogue in between these two right here. And so this is just more of Loki being Loki, trying to be a trickster. And with this scene right here, I want to pose a question to you guys. Do you think that there is something there was something going on between these two as far as some type of romantic relationship? Because I kind of feel those vibes. I don't know how y'all feel. Elliot, I'm gonna come to you, man. How you feeling about all that?
What was interesting about the TVA is they were created by the timekeepers. So, like, what was their like thesis, or like how did they come up with the TVA in regards to like, do they have feelings, emotions? The one guy last week didn't know what a fish was. So, like, for Renslayer and Owen Wilson's character Mobius to be attracted to each other, is that part of the DNA of them, attraction, falling in love, or is it just like they're robotic and they got to stick to the, they don't have free will? So is it up to them if they want to be in a relationship with someone or not? So it's just really interesting to know if them not having free will, as far as everything being predetermined, if they have the opportunity to have a relationship. So I don't know. It's a really interesting question. A lot of people already know, as far as the comics go, that Renslayer does have some type of romantic relationship with, Kang the Conqueror, which, she did allude to. She does have other field agents that she works with more than Mobius. So I don't know if there's something there. But again, I just suppose to answer your question about them having some romance, can they even have romance? Like I said, the guy doesn't even know what a fish is. How do they know how to get in a relationship with someone? So
good question. I didn't even think of it like that. So very, very good observation. One sec, how you feeling about all that?
I think he's just playing a role. I think he's trying to sweet talk. I don't think it's really anything there between the two, because it seems like it, but I feel like they have more just like a one of those like cool friend vibes, and neither one of them just like overstepping that or even want to overstep that. I just think it's real cool. But going back to kind of like the whole Loki and the deaths at the TVA, I enjoyed that. I thought it's like very fitting for Loki's character, and just like how he just runs around and just messing with Miss Minutes. And I'm just like you, B. Avery. I thought Loki was telling the truth about not going outside. I'm just like, and then when Agent Mobius pretty much like, yo, he's lying. I'm like, is he really? I'm like, nah, there's no way he's lying. Then I thought, I'm like, yo, it's Loki. Like Loki would have come.
Right. Oh, we lost him again.
Freeze up on.
That's all right. I'm sure he'll be back. But yeah, I thought Loki was I thought he was telling the truth too. But he's a habitual liar. Yes. Now during episode 1, we did kind of get a scope, Elliot, of how large the TVA was. You know, when Morbius was taking Loki through down the hallway and they looked outside, you saw all the floating vehicles and stuff like that. You know, it was pretty deep, you know, but this next scene right here, they just kind of took it to the next level. I mean, right before, the camera was panning down and we saw floor on top of floor on top of floor. And then just look how deep that is on the back left, all these rows, you know, and I mean, that kind of makes sense. I mean, they are the timekeepers of the whole, not universe, but multiverse, you know what I'm saying? But I was just saying to myself, I was like, damn, that is a lot of hallways. I mean, it's infinite, you know, I mean, it just is. And so that was fascinating to me. This was also funny as hell, you know, the whole librarian scene. I mean, this is like a whole different pocket universe, but so much matches, you know, to our reality here, you know. And so on top of this endless decks of hallways, you know, I like the questions that Loki's trying to ask, like, hey, can I please get the information on the creation of time? That's classified. The end of time, that's classified. The creation of the TVA, that's classified. What can I look at? And so, okay, we'll give you this. And again, this just shows how great Tom Hiddleston's acting is. And I felt sorry for him in episode 1. I feel sorry for him too, and this one too, because, you know, he's really, really hurt by this, you know, seeing the destruction of Asgard. And so, you know, he put some stuff together and then runs over. Well, I don't want to jump that far just yet ahead, but just stop everything I just said. So, you know, him emoting. You know, how are you feeling about all this? And you know, I feel sorry for the cleaning crew that has to do all this vacuuming and stuff like that. But how you feeling about all that?
Yeah, as you said, it would make sense that they would have that type of scope and scale of the TVA, just because, like you mentioned, they're protecting all or monitoring all the time. So they have to have people, supervisors on top of supervisors. I mean, the paperwork on that job has to be insane. So
micromanaging,
definitely makes a lot of sense there. And then, like you said, the librarian reminds me a lot of kind of another Disney property with Pixar's the Monsters Inc. and, you know, Mike Wazowski, that whole woman there. But what was interesting, what she said was, even though, you know, could have took it as like kind of, it's classified, but why is it classified? Why can't he see the beginning of time? Why can't he see the TVA? Are they hiding something? Is the TVA making up that they are the controllers of all time? Is it all a hoax or whatnot? So very interesting to see if he does come across those files and just blank pages, or they really do reveal the identity of the TVA. So it's definitely, again, the show is given, you know, so many little Easter eggs and so many different things you could dive deep into. But Loki go cry in the car.
that is funny to me. Now Coop the Bully says it's odd that most of the story is taking place on Earth, though. I don't know about that. You know, I think I mean, it's taking place in the TVA, and I guess, are you saying that the other Loki is popping around on Earth? You know, hiding in different, I don't know. Maybe that alternate Loki is from Earth, just from a different, you know, multiverse. You know, and that is kind of how it works. Like you know, there's more than one Earth.
We're going to be traveling to different galaxies and universes. I'm sure that the budget's going to, or the landscaping will be more than Earth as time goes by. Because if once we get to the ending, you'll see that the timeline is that Lady Loki messed up. There were some other planets that's not on Earth that I think we'll be visiting. So
right on. Now, Elliot, a few things that I learned as a child is to never play with anybody's money.
Yep.
But on top of that, never ever play with anybody's food, man. Especially
when hungry.
You know what I'm saying? But Loki's like, hey, I got a project I want to show you, man. I've been studying these documents, and I got some salt and pepper, man. You know, and look, you know, it doesn't matter. And you know, he's like, bro, Owen Wilson Morbius is so funny to me because he's like, well, I'm trying to eat my lunch. What do you want? Did you read all the files? All of them about the case. Okay, fine. What it is, you know, what do you want? On one hand, it's funny to me, his reaction. But another thing, I'm just like, bro, you're the one that hired him to help you out. He's coming to you with solutions.
Right.
And you know, and I guess he still just like, I wanted your help, but not on my lunch break. But yeah, man, I was laughing, man. You also see the guy in the back on the left-hand side right there. He keeps picking on him.
Casey,
you know, like
Casey.
Casey. That's hilarious. Now, I do like how he explained this scene right here about the salt and pepper. Very great exposition. It's super dope. I like that. Also, them going back to Pompeii, 79 AD. And this is funny, you know, on I keep calling him on Wilson, that is his name, but Mobius, Agent Mobius is like, okay, let's just make a few bird noises, you know, like, Loki like, no, F that, F everybody, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I love that, man.
Yeah.
I thought that was very, very clever. You know, it just kind of explained, and even though I preferred episode 1 better, these are the brief moments right here to where I'm just like, okay, this is just, you know, explaining how the plot works, how the TVA, the timeline works, and how they operate. So, you know, how are you feeling about all that?
Yeah, no, man, the back and forth between Owen Wilson and you know, Tom Hiddleston has been fantastic, and it's so funny to see Owen Wilson in the kind of he's the straight man in the situation. Like, he's not like, normally we see Owen Wilson being the one that's kind of like the funny guy, the joking guy. He's the one, the low key coming to the other person. Like, I got the information. Then I tell you, go sit in another room. So it's interesting to see him play the reverse of that. And he's playing it up so well, as well as adding in the little, you know, bits of comedy that we know him from. So I just love their chemistry back and forth. But again, Loki, man, he's a smart individual. As he said in episode 1, I'm smart. Oh, I know you're smart. You know, he's not an idiot. He's not a dummy. So he did put 2 and 2 together in regards to, if I was a Loki, which I am, I would be hiding in these different, you know, catastrophes. I would be hiding in these different apocalypses. So I love that Loki again is showing you got some wit to him. He's the god of mischief, but he got some brains to him. But I like that a lot. And then, like you said, that metaphor thing is very funny. But again, Casey, man, this man can't catch a break. You know, he's just doing his job. He's trying to take in the Tesseract. You're messing with his crate got destroyed last week, and now his lunch is destroyed. So
exactly.
Casey, man, he might be the villain of the show. He might be pissed off if Loki keep messing with him. So
I agree. And let me help Miss Strictly Starlight. What were they trying to do? Warn the civilians, releasing the Rams. He was just trying to change the timeline. You know, come in and just like, hey, I'm going to change what happened in the actual year 79 AD. And he was just trying to prove to Mobius that no matter what we do here, it doesn't matter. It's not going to set a branch timeline because everything here is going to be destroyed. I hope I explained that well enough for you to understand. Elliot, if you have anything else you want to shine on that, please feel free. But that's how I understood it. So
yeah, no, 100%. Like you just said, it's like, even if, as Loki did, he's yelling, he's shouting, throwing food at people, it does not stop the ultimate destruction of Pompeii. So that's his theory, was like, nothing you could do can affect what's going to happen. So it played out to be true.
Right on. And I guess our brother is having some technical difficulties. He is still showing love in the chat. I miss you, sir. I miss you, but that is all right. That is all right. Now, again, now this is possibly one of the best scenes to me right here. Is when they find out, okay, he's hiding in Apocalypse. You know, they have this hypothesis and they tested it out, did their little science experiment. But when they come back, because I mean, they're still, even though they narrowed it down to him hiding in an apocalypse, or the Loki hiding in an apocalypse, there's a ton of apocalypse events that have happened. Right. You know, so they're kind of going back to the drawing board, and that brings us to this conversation right here that I loved. It was very nice. You know, a lot of great points made on both ends. Loki is just like, you know what, but dude, do you actually believe this? That some timekeepers, you know, dictate all of time? You know, there's no such thing as free will. You know, we're the only ones that's free. He's like, that's just ridiculous. That, you know, that concept that's where we come from. And then I like Mobius' reply. He's like, well, where do you come from? You know, a frost giant, and who raised you? Odin. Yes, Asgard, a mystical realm with magic and blah, blah, blah. And when you think about it, like, to us, people that, you know, we would look at both of those situations and be like, these are the same, you know, magical, mystical beings controlling, creating everything. So I really, this is possibly one of my favorite scenes in the episode. Yeah. And just the whole fact, like, it just brings up the question, like, what is the point of life? What is the point of all of this? You know, like, I mean, what is the point? Like, what are we living for? What are we trying to get to? If we succeed in this life, will we all elevate to another form of life and another, like, what? I don't know. And and the thing about it is, Agent Mobius is just content. He's fine with his level of understanding. Like, hey, you know, we try to make sure that the past doesn't fall apart. They're trying to make sure that they unravel the future so that we can meet at the end of the timeline in peace. or whatever. And that's just like really, really interesting to me. Like I said, it was the best scene to me in the episode. How you feeling about it?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. This was, well, first off, I'm just like you when it comes to these type of conversations, the meaning of life, what happens, once things, the light at the end of the tunnel and all that stuff. So just to see these two complete polar opposite people having the discussion about their belief system, as you just mentioned, Mobius, this is all he knows, the TVA, timekeepers, multiverse, all that stuff. That's what he's born to know. That's what he's born to raise and live and all that stuff. And the same goes with Loki. Midgard, being the king of Midgard, coming from Asgard and all that stuff. So it's just really interesting. When I took away from that conversation, I think this may happen by the end of the show is we might see a role reversal in regards to Mobius is so stuck to the book. He likes to play by the rules, but hey, by the time Loki unravels things and maybe shows him the truth of the timekeepers, he might be that, a variant himself. He might veer off to the timeline. Because I don't know if you remember earlier in the episode, just a small little detail. He even says it in the scene. A jet ski. He just wants to go on a jet ski. He loves jet skis, but he can't go off and get a jet ski because he's going to mess up the timeline. So I think by the end of the season, Mobius will be somewhat, not like I said, a variant, but I think he's going to maybe do his own thing, be a free agent, if not, taking a bigger role in TVA. But I think that conversation will be big later on because I think Mobius might break his belief system. And hell, maybe Loki might break his belief system and do something else himself. So I think that conversation was very interesting and maybe foreshadowing for episodes to come.
I agree, and I would love it if we could see Mobius on a jet ski, like with the end episode or like the post-credit scene. He's like, "Yeah,
I got my jet ski."
Like, dude, I would be so happy. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, for me, and I think for everybody, bro, sometime in life, man, it's just really the little things that can make you happy. We all have things that we that has that sentimental value, and he just wants a jet ski. He just wants a jet ski. But let me go ahead and grab this super chat right here. SJ Evans to show some support for your channel. Good episode this week. 2050 scene had me shook. And thank you. That's very nice. You kind of make me feel like dancing. Here you go.
It looks like the office party at the TVA. Christmas party.
Yeah. SJ Evans, thank you so much for that super chat. I really do appreciate it. Yes, he getting that jet ski. I hope so. I hope so. I agree. And Strictly Starlight, I agree, Elliot and Didier. Is that what this is? Yeah. Yes. So again, SJ Evans, thank you so much for that. But where are we at in the episode? And so they have that dope ass conversation right there. And then, I forgot exactly what happened right after that, but Mobius goes to Ravonna and just be like, hey, look, we figured some stuff out. I need your approval. I'm loving the fact that he's going to her and, she's telling him what to do. She calls all the shots and she's like, fine, that's just dope. And here we go, year 2050 in Haven Hills, Alabama, 2050 right there. And they just come scrambling. They got the crew ready. The Rocks card. I hope you have some questions about the Rocks card because I think that has popped up in the MCU in the past or like maybe some old TV ABC shows. But we're gonna see. And Loki has his magic back. I like that. And I was just talking about Black women having authority right here. Again, we have Hunter. Is it B-15? She's like, nah, man, Loki's going with me. No, he's coming with me. No, he's coming with me. And this mysterious figure is watching that all. And so how are you feeling about that so far, Elliot? Mobius having to run to Ravonna to get their approval, them jumping to 2050, and just kind of this intro right here. And Loki's able to use this magic again. How you feeling about all that?
Well, to go back as far as that, the set up the scene, that the kid, or I should say Mobius, remembered that the kid had the candy from last week's episode, and he tied it back to where was this candy manufactured, what year, and then they went to Ruck's Cart, which is like a big old grocery store that has it, so they were able to put two and two together there.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, man. The devil's bearing gifts, as they said last week. But yeah, man, this is dope to see Loki. So what I was so excited about this show, and I'm excited to see what the MCU does moving forward. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, they didn't really open up the power levels of all these characters. Like we see what Wanda's capable of in WandaVision. We see this new Captain America and Falcon Winter Soldier. Now we can see Loki be the god of mischief because he really hasn't, besides like disguise and trickery and all that. That's the only thing that we've seen him be able to do in the movies. now we can see him do other stuff, which gets me excited, especially now this other version of Loki, the Lady Loki, might have more of a power set than he does. But yeah, him using his powers, and again, Wumu Shaku, they got beef, man. I think by the end of this season, they might be maybe on the same page inevitably, or they'll just be hated enemies for the rest of the time. But I love this kind of back and forth between these two, because she can't trust him, and she's smart. She's not Thor, who falls for Loki's tricks every time.
Right.
But B-15 is like, no, I don't trust you. You're coming with me. But unfortunately, she does get mind warped. But no, I love the setup. I love the scale of this. I'm a big sci-fi guy, so this is giving me like Blade Runner 2049, Blade Runner type of neon lights and the rain coming down. So I'm like all about it. So I love this closeout, and obviously we'll talk about that crazy ending. But yeah, I love the whole setup.
Oh yeah, and just talk about her, how she didn't trust him. I like how right before they came here to Alabama in 2050. Loki was walking up, and Morbius gave him his daggers. Was like, yeah, just in case. And she was like, excuse me, I don't think so. And took him and threw him back in the locker. I'm just, look at her calling all the shots. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
But before we move on, let me go ahead and grab this super chat real quick from Pound the Pavement. $5. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it.
What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside.
All right. The money resides with Pound Payment for that $5 again. Thank you so much. I really, really, really do appreciate it. And so, yeah, so Loki ends up with Hunter B-15, and they're doing their thing, and they come up on this figure like, bro, what you shopping for plans for on the hurricane? He's like, man, it's a sale, but we find out that, hey, it's somebody else got them enchanting powers, and he's like, oh, the character change and Hunter B-15 changed so quickly right there, and I do like that. We find, hey, she's not dead. Hunter C-20, the person that was kidnapped at the very beginning of the episode, is tripping balls right now. And we get to see more of these powers. Now Randy is taking over the body, and they having some dialogue, and Loki trying to coerce him, and he's like, no, I'm good. I'm not trying to take over the TVA. I'm trying to do my own thing. She talking about, hey, I gave it away, where to find the timekeepers, and more and more and more of this enchanting power. And so I just want to talk about that real quick. But before we close it out, how are you feeling about the powers, like the abilities that she's using right there? I still don't have a full grasp of it, and why was this character right here why was she tripping balls like that, man? How you feeling about all that?
Yeah, no, Sasha Lang, man. Again, MCU knocking out of the park with the casting. She's a good young up-and-coming actress. So, and I hope we get more of her in the series. But what's interesting about C-15 or 20 giving up that information was, I guess, how did again, this goes back to my timekeeper thing. She knows where to find a timekeeper. That seems like a little bit of too much power to your minions to kind of know where you're at. Right. So that'll be interesting to see what that ultimate location is. But yeah, having her mind warped and seeing more of Loki's abilities, which ties back to similar or closer to the beginning of the episode when Loki was describing the difference between like a hologram and taking form of someone. I think that will play into, later on in the season, we might see a body switch of sorts. We might see a Loki pretending to be Mobius, might pretending to be a timekeeper. Once they actually see what a timekeeper looks like, they can take almost like a scroll, essentially. They can take the appearance of them, and maybe Lady Loki and Loki can take over the TVA in disguise as the the timekeepers, because we got to remember Loki did steal Odin's powers and he was the king of Asgard for a little bit, so maybe that is something that we can see in the future as far as taking on someone's identity. But yeah, man, this is great. I love this setup and the mind warping and giving up the identity. It's gonna be wild. But yeah, Randy and the guy here taking on the forms. It's Loki versus Loki.
Right on. I was kind of confused, like, man, what is going on? I know that's not the variant or whatever, but we finally have the plan right here. This Loki here is setting bombs. Got the time bombs and got the little transformation devices. And what do you want from me? And they continue to go with it, but dun dun dun. We have the mysterious figure right here. They're getting closer, and there she is right here, Lady Loki. Now, I don't know how much you know about the comics, and I'm sure you know a lot, but I could have sworn this was Enchantress. And I kind of think that maybe this character is going to become Enchantress, because when Loki called this guy Randy, which was being controlled by Enchantress, she was like, oh, don't call me that. Just, call me Randy. So that's just kind of like a little theory I got. But she's setting off these bombs right here, man. The time clock goes down. We got the purple right here bomb going off. That she stolen a whole ton of them. So she stole the bombs and the little the transporter devices, and she's sending them all over the multiverse, man. And this is kind of funny. He trying to be all technical, like, what's going on? Someone bombed the sacred timeline. Just keep it short and simple, short and sweet. And it's just chaos. And I don't know if you paid attention to those Easter eggs in this screen right here, but those are a lot of events that happened in the MCU in the past. Ravonna's tripping balls right here, with her old school computer screen, and then everybody's scrambling, man. Everybody's scrambling. Loki is like, I don't want to stay here. I want to go with this mysterious figure right here that's, kicking ass, and he dips. And they're kind of stuck there, not knowing what to do, man. And that's the conclusion right there. So kind of just how you feeling about her, how you feeling about the reveal of Lady Loki right here, her plan to, blow up the timeline, and also them dipping out together, and what we may see in next episode.
Well, yeah, man. So Lady Loki, I'm not too familiar with. I do know, like, in the comics, I'm pretty sure they have like the identical set powers. So I think that she won't be like the superior Loki or vice versa. But it is very interesting to see, again, another the MCU phase 4 is definitely a phase of reintroducing characters or somewhat passing the torch. I don't know if she's going to be our Loki moving forward once this show is over, and we might see Loki in a movie and she might be the Loki on TV, or vice versa. We obviously got Scarlet Witch now, we got the new Captain America, and for the rest of this phase 4, we got, Hawkeye passing the mantle to Kate Bishop and so on and so forth. So I think this is yet again Marvel saying, hey, do you guys like this character? If so, you might see more of them in the future, depending on how the show ends. But the whole, what is Lady Loki up to? Why does she want to destroy or cause disarray to the timeline? Like you mentioned, she doesn't like to go by the name of Loki. Has her timeline been reset? Can she not go back home? Which might speak to her, what she did might set the stages for, speaking of No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse. Her doing that is going to cause the chaos in the multiverse. And like you had mentioned in that photo there, some interesting titles that's going to be affected. One being Velmar or Vilmir, or from pronouncing that wrong, from Endgame or Infinity War and Endgame, as far as where the Stone is at. So, which might explain in the promotions we saw Loki and Lady Loki sitting down and seem like a purple area, so they might be going there to see the destruction. But yeah, man, this to me is huge ramifications for the rest of the show, but also I think for the rest of the MCU, because resetting those timelines, as they said in this episode, these discharges, they evaporate things. So this is causing people to evaporate, but do we know that where do they go when they evaporate, which might again explain a Spider-Man situation where Doc Ock might have died in Spider-Man 2, but if that timeline dropped in New York and whatever year Spider-Man 2 took place, maybe that can take him to our, the sacred timeline. Right, so I think that bomb dropping is definitely going to set the stage for madness and multiverse.
Oh, definitely. And that just kind of goes back to what you were saying in the beginning. And a lot of people feel this way, that they just don't feel like the TVA is being that completely honest. Mm-hmm. So when they had their little Miss-Minute explainer video in episode 1, like, oh, there was a multiversal war, and they had to dictate, or all of existence would no longer be here. There could be some truth to that, but I don't think it's the whole truth. And I think that Lady Loki found out about that, and she's like, wait a minute, I want to set things back the way they were supposed to. Right. It's not going to wipe out all existence, but I want more control over my life. These people, these timekeepers, are stopping it, and I want to stop them. And so great ending of the episode. I cannot wait to see exactly what happens next, if they're going to team up or whatever in some capacity. But I'm really, 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 really excited about it, and we're just going to have to see. Yeah, we're just going to have to see. One Take says, I want to know why she left the door open for him. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Good question, man. Maybe she has a good reason, and she wants to team up with him, and maybe her plan is just that complex to where she just needs some type of help, and so we're just going to see. But guys, that does bring us to the end of this first topic right here, talking about episode 2, the variant. Whether you're watching this via live or in the replay, please let me know what you thought about this episode. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, which one you preferred, episode 1 or episode 2. Let us know down in the comment section. We would really appreciate it. But all right, let's go ahead and move on. I just got 2 topics, and since we already are talking about Loki, this is a great transition right here. You know, usually we are being told that these Disney Plus shows are going to be released on Fridays, but now Loki was released on Wednesdays. But I have this report right here from Variety says that Disney Plus shifts original series release days from Fridays to Wednesdays. It's not just Loki. It's going to be all of their Disney Plus shows. Again, if you're watching this on the live or the replay, there's a link to this down in the description box for you to read at your own leisure. But it says Disney Plus will now start releasing its original series episodes on Wednesdays instead of Fridays, the streamer announced. The news comes on the heels of the launch of the Marvel Studios Loki on the platform, which has now released 2 episodes on Disney Plus as of June 16th. According to an individual with knowledge of the situation, the decision will apply to all scripted, unscripted, and animated series going forward. Disney Plus original movies will continue to be released on Fridays. I kind of like that. The move will officially take effect for all other Disney Plus shows aside from Loki beginning in July. As such, the premiere dates of the multiple shows, including Monsters at Work and Turner and Hooch, have now shifted and can be seen below. And so these are just the premiere date changes. If you want to read that, and just a little chart right here, just kind of showing the growth pattern with Disney Plus. So with all that being said, Elliot, I think this is a good idea. Some people may not like it. You know, it's kind of like us as content creators. We upload videos on different topics. We don't want to annoy our subscribers, releasing 5 videos in one day, back to back to back. It makes sense to me, one on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just kind of spread it out. And so they don't want to release everything on Friday. Let's have the movies on Friday. Let's have the shows on Wednesday. So there's a recurring thing from Wednesdays to Sundays. People are going to be watching Disney Plus every day, because like us, we watch everything as soon as it comes out. Everybody's, some people may not watch episode 2 of Loki until tomorrow, and that's perfectly fine. So I'm fine with this. It makes sense to me because you don't want to just dump everything at once for your viewers. But how are you feeling about all this?
Yeah, man. I mean, at first I thought that the move for Wednesday was because the Bad Batch was on Friday, and then in a couple weeks we're going to get Black Widow. So I just figured they didn't want to affect the box office. They didn't want the Star Wars fandom to be torn in half and all that stuff. But now that this is going to be a permanent, we'll see if it'll be permanent because I would love to bring back Saturday morning cartoons, man. Have some Saturday morning content. I would love that, especially for like something like What If. I would love to wake up on a Saturday morning and watch it, which also I want times. I don't want to be waking up at 2:00 in the morning to watch premieres of episodes. Can we get like 3:00? And obviously it's streaming. You can watch whatever. But 12:00 Loki. 3:00 Turner and Hooch. Like I want some times where we can kind of schedule things out and stop waking up at the crack of dawn. But analytically speaking, Wednesdays, it's been forever since I could think of like a Wednesday primetime show. I thought that primetime was normally like Mondays and Fridays. So having that hump day, I guess, Disney, they're trailblazers. So maybe Wednesday would be, as they say, is the new Friday for them. So I don't know. We'll see. I can see this maybe changing, especially once you get to The Mandalorian and you get all the other big Star Wars shows that they announced during the last year's convention on top of the Marvel stuff. So we'll see if that Wednesday will stay in pack. I think like you mentioned, stagger them out, have a Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Friday and a Saturday versus just, all on one day and then movies on Friday, but it's Disney,
Right on. I agree. I hope they stagger it out. A lot of people are saying Wednesdays are better and, more people are at home, I think, on Wednesdays. We're in a pandemic anyway, so nobody just out clubbing and partying and just going to the park and stuff. Well, the park is, I think you get the point I'm trying to make.
Yes.
But, so guys, that is it right there. These Disney Plus shows are going to be released on Wednesdays, and just let me know how you feel about it, whether you're watching this via live or the replay. Let me know down below what you think about this. I would love to hear it. And there's a link down to that article down in the description box. And guys, let's just go ahead and move to this final topic today, just real quick. Got some Marvel or Sony news. Tyrese is causing a ruckus. You know, he just saying whatever you want to say. You know, and so I got this report right here from IGN. And again, there's a link down to this down in the description box. But it says Morbius is still on track for January 22 release, not in the MCU despite claims, and there's an update. And so let me just scroll down just past the update real quick. Let me go here. It says the COVID-19 pandemic forced every major studio to rearrange their theatrical schedules. Few films face many delays as Morbius, the Spider-Man villain spinoff, has been delayed several times over the moving from a July 31st, 2020 release date to January 2022. Now Morbius star Tyrese Gibson has claimed that the film is moving in its release date again, this time to an October 22 release date. In another told claim, the actor stated that Morbius is set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He made this comment with an interview with ComicBook.com. It says, they just pushed the movie to October 22 because they want to take advantage of that Halloween energy, Gibson said. The interview continues with the question of Morbius being set in the MCU. Gibson responded with a simple yes. When the interviewer asked for clarifications on the movie being set in the Avengers world, Gibson repeated yes. IGN reached out to Sony for comment, and I'll come back for the update. But what is wrong with this dude? Or like, what do you really think was going on? Do you think that he don't know what he's talking about? You think he does know what he's talking about, and Sony is mad at him and trying to backtrack? Or do you think that, you know, Sony and Tyrese are just throwing out stuff like that, and they're pretending that they don't agree with each other just to create buzz? You know, what do you think is going on with this, man? Should Tyrese close his mouth, or you know, they're trying to pull a fast one on us?
Well, Jody, you know, as we know him, you know, and Baby Boy, you know, he needs his mom to give him a little talking to, or Vin Raines needs to give him a talking to, better yet. But yeah, man, that's interesting. As they say in Hollywood, any publicity is good publicity. So, but it blows my mind that we have been in this comic book, you know, obviously comic book movies have been around since the 70s with Superman and even before that, but in the realm of the zeitgeist of social media and PR and Instagramming, and like these people have PR teams. It just baffles me that we get these type of moments where these actors just say whatever they want against their NDAs or whatever the case may be. He just, I don't know if you saw the actual video. I was just laughing my ass off the whole time. First, I saw the video, and first when he brings up the whole October thing, I'm like, wait, I didn't know this was coming in October. So I'm like, is this some breaking news? And then when the guy asks him, so can you go, and this is like ending up the interview, like 10 seconds left, like, can you confirm or maybe deny or give us a little inkling if this Mobius movie is set in the MCU? He just says yes. Yes.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm surprised he didn't say at the end of it, and by the way, I'm going to be the new Black Panther. I'm surprised he didn't like blow that out at the end or something. Like it's just like my man Tyrese, whether it be having beef with The Rock, the biggest movie star on earth, or you know, I don't know what's going on, man. But hey, Jody.
My thing is, like, at this point, you should know that that's a no-no. You like, come on, like, what are you doing? You know, I just don't get it. If it ain't fast and the furious, you know, my boy don't know. LOL. That is true. He is loud and he is wrong. Clown. Yep. Zia Latrice, I do agree. And so let me just go back up here to this update real quick in the article that you can read below. This was updated yesterday. Despite the claims by co-star Tyrese Gibson that Morbius has been delayed again to October 22 and will be part of the MCU, reports have confirmed that is not the case. According to GameStop, Sony Pictures confirmed that Morbius is still on track to be released in January 2022. Furthermore, Morbius will not join the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Instead, it will remain rooted in the Sony Pictures rival Marvel. It's interesting they say a rival. You know, original story continues. Oh, we just read that. I don't even want this to be in the MCU. I don't. I just wish that Apple would buy Sony so the rights would go back to Marvel as far as the Spider-Man rights. But do you want to see Morbius in the MCU? Is that something you want?
I mean, do I need it? No. Would I like to see it? Sure. I mean, I would like to see Venom and Morbius, and obviously, we got our new Kraven the Hunter, and just see how that looks. To really bring the comic books to life, especially some of these, really good Blade and I would love to see Blade. Mahershala Ali going against Jared Leto, two great actors, and sharing a scene. So just from that standpoint, sure, but I don't need it. Just like, if I'm being honest, man, this might be a hot take, but I don't even think Marvel, the MCU, and particularly, I don't think they really even need Spider-Man, if we're being honest, in regards to just the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and all the stuff that they just acquired with Fox. I'm just like, we got everything we need. So, and don't get me wrong, I love Tom Holland and all that stuff, but honestly, with this Spider-Man, he's so reliant on Iron Man and all that stuff. I would like to see a non-Spider-Man, Tom Holland, Iron Man-ish type of characteristics for him. So obviously they like the relationship. We're going to get more of this relationship, but we'll see, man. Tyrese might be speaking the truth, man. He might be let the cat out of the bag, or he might be, smoking the cat in the bag. Who knows?
Right on. And my goodness gracious, Lamont, $25. Wow. Let me put some stank on this review. Lots to discuss. Easter eggs that will hit the MCU as a whole. Can you say Beyonder King and heroes becoming darker? Well, my brother, first of all, let me just go ahead and grab the super chat real quick, because I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, Lamont. I really do appreciate it. And I had to change the background again, because this brother is coming through, dropping this stank on this review. Like he said, just want to let everybody know that later on tonight, in about 45 minutes or so, I myself and Elliot, you are invited as well as One Take Two. If he can get the internet together, we're going to be on his show, just talking strictly Loki. It's going to be me, myself, Lamont, and Larry. And if Elliot and One Take wants to join, they're welcome as well. And so we will be over there. And so, Lamont, thank you so much for that super chat, my brother. I really do appreciate it. And Brian Gosling said, I think Morbius and the whole Marvel Sonyverse is probably some undertone teaser that eventually will be part of the MCU, LOL, but I think it's still too early to tell. I do agree with that. I do. Me personally, you said something pretty cool, Elliot. The MCU doesn't need Spider-Man, but it would be so much better if we did have him, because Spider-Man is just one of my favorite characters. If you know the comics, if you know the lore, you can literally have 15 individual solo Spider-Man films,
which looks like Sony wants to do.
yeah. His rogues gallery is just that large, and so I hopefully he'll come back home permanently, and Kevin Feige can have full control. But guys, that will conclude our my movie news roundup show today on this Wednesday, tied in with Loki. I said I wanted these to be around an hour, and we are right at the 58-minute mark. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in so much. Elliot, again, thank you so much for being here, my brother. And if you just have some quick final words, and what do you have going on your channel?
Yeah, man. Well, thank you for having me on, man. And I'm going to be hopefully hopping on a Lamont stream a little bit later as well, talking some more Loki. And then we're going to be talking more Loki tomorrow with Brandon. I'll be having a live stream on tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Time, talking more of the Loki. Can't get enough of Loki, man.
Right.
And can't get enough of the MCU. So you guys can check me out on Movie Files here on YouTube. Just dropped my fatherhood review earlier today, the new Kevin Hart film that was coming out this Friday. But again, tomorrow, get ready for some more Loki during the live stream.
I want to ask you, how was it? But I don't want to be spoiled. I have not had time to watch it. I haven't, but I'm gonna try to watch it tonight. I'm gonna try my best, if not early in the morning. And guys, again, all of the articles are down in the description box below if you want to read that. If you want to follow me and Elliot on social media, you can. Our handles are up on the screen right here. All of his channel links are down in the description box. And like always, guys, you can head over to my channel tab, and there is Elliot right there and OneTakeBigDog with the rest of the crew. Here goes Lamont right here, that we will be there at 8 p.m. CST. But before we go there, we have to, give Eman some support right now. His live started about 20 minutes ago, and I'm kind of overlapping on his time because my live started late. So before you come and watch me and Elliot on Lamont's channel, go show Eman some support as well. Okay, if I go back right here,
like he's saying some good stuff too,
yeah,
man.
He is passionate, you know. So his what am I doing right here? Yeah, here he is on my channel tab as well. There's a link to all of his stuff down in the description box below. But everybody, I want you guys to go over to his channel and show him some love on his live talking about Loki episode 2 as well. And guys, again, I just want to thank you so much before you go. And don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's Elliot, and that's just our opinion. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Peace out.